这样画那个稍微的吗？小小钱。
Okay, yeah, let's begin our course for today. Yeah, let me close the door. Okay, yeah, you hear me all right? Okay, sounds good. Okay, let's have our Illustrator open up, and there's a new file. Okay, so let's begin with A4. Without any bleeds, create, and here's our workspace. Yeah, today we're going to dive in a little bit on fonts. Okay, and the appearance panel. This might really, makes spitting noise. Okay, yeah. We've been through like half of the tools, and let's dive into a little bit deeper into some of the tools. For example, this is the type tool. Okay, what it does is, yeah, of course, if you want to write something, you use this tool to type out something. For example, yeah, I want to type in my last name, which is Price. Okay, but that's my something that you want to type in. So, of course, you could like hold Shift key and drag to like scale it. Okay, so there's one thing that when you're scaling, okay, so once you scale, notice that if you look at the characters panel, okay, so where's the characters panel? In case you don't see it, you go to Windows and look for, okay, let's see, it's down. It's not really at the Windows panel, it's actually at type, okay? So you wanna see, you could see like different fonts going on the over at the type section, because all the changes are in the type area. Okay, of course this. Okay, and remember you have to look into the windows and If you don't see it, I don't think it's at the window section. I have to look. Okay, just in case that it's not there. I guess that it's. I forgot where is the panel at. Doesn't matter. Okay, because once you click at the click something, you can look from up here. Okay, up here there's a section over here. It says type. You change the color, for example, over here. And then if you need any stroke or you want to change the type of font, like for example, I want to change something else, everything will be displayed on all your fonts in your computer display here. But you have to be careful, okay? There's one thing I think it's quicker to select different fonts because the stuff that you type will be, displayed on each side of the drop-down menu, or you could just click and use the arrow key on your keyboard to, go to select whatever that you want. Okay, I would do this. This would be quicker. Select on the word that you type out, and then click on the type of font on top, and then use the arrow key to select. This you could. Don't do the drop down. Okay, just click on the type of font and then move up and down to your design that you want. For example, I like this pixelated. If it won't go down anymore, that means that something is not compatible. You have to drag down to these are not compatible, so you can't select through. These are probably in Chinese because it's not it's not able to display. Okay, so whatever you choose, okay, so which means that this font does not display Chinese. Okay, for example, I probably like this one. Okay, so that would be my choice. Okay, so of course there are other selections that you could change. For example, I wanted solid for this font. It provides two options: one solid and one inline. Okay, which is an empty block in the middle. I want it to be solid. Okay, so this is the size of the font. Okay, for now it's 139. Right, you could go in and type in the numbers. For example, 140. Okay, and 40 points. Okay, look at your characters palette. Okay, I really have to see where I could call out that characters palette. Okay, because it's hidden in one of these sub menus. So you have to really dig in and look. I think you have a different version that's hidden. I don't think it's in view. Yeah, it's not in view. Probably in Windows, but it's hidden in one of these sub menus. Yeah, you have to search if you don't see that here. Okay. Oh, and type. Sorry. Here. You go to Window, type, and then character. Then your characters palette will pop up. Okay, so that's how you select the when you're dealing with fonts. Okay, type, character, click on that, this menu will pop up. Okay, so you actually need this. Okay, so character, you can select different fonts, and then the option for your font. Okay, solid, inline, and then the size, and then these are how close your sentences would be if there are many words, and these are spaces between each upper and lower sentence. Okay, so let's talk about that later on. Okay, so that's probably it. Okay, so there's more. If I click and hold, you see there are around 7 options when you're dealing with type fonts. Okay, so the second one is this area type tool, is in which if I have a solid object, which is for example over here a square. Okay, then you wanna probably fix a layout. Okay, probably this is sort of like you could do like block outs first. Okay, so this is probably a block. This is another block. Okay, but you want to have all your content within this block. Okay, so what can you do? Let me like go online and copy a paragraph. For example, news. It's like in English. Any like a paragraph of some sort. Let me see if there's like a small journal. Okay, there's got to be like some kind of paragraph. Okay. Let's just this needs to be blank. You know. Okay, so here's a paragraph, right? I'm gonna copy this paragraph. Then go back to Illustrator. Right. So I want to click on the second, the area type tool, and then go to one of these blocks. Okay. So you want to you don't want to like click right in the block. There will be like a error message which pops up. You want to go to the outer rim. Okay. You want to click. It'll say path. Okay. Once you click at it, okay, you'll be able to like paste some your content into that block. For example, here, I'll just copy and paste, okay, the content which I copy online, okay? But these fonts are pretty big. It's like 140. So you could change the size of the font, whatever size that you want. For example, 21. And then notice that if I like bring this block in, the sentence automatically squeeze toward the left, since we read from left to right, at least for English. Okay, so it changes according to the size of the block. Okay, but please notice something. Okay, as I change the size of the block, okay, because the sentence won't fit into the paragraph won't fit into the block space. Notice that once it's not fitting, there's like a plus sign underneath the the lower right corner, okay, which means that there are contents which are not displayed. So what you want to do is go down below and then drag, show that extra content until that red add icon is gone. Okay, okay, now there's nothing and it'll disappear, okay? So you could change whatever layout that you want by blocking, okay? And there's one more thing that when you do a block, when you have your contents in the block, there are a couple of like things you have to be careful of. For example, you want to go to, for example, now I'm at the characters panel. You could go to, oh yeah, since we have the paragraph ready, let's take a look at some of these icons, okay? For example, this one, of course, controls the size of your font. Okay, if you have like used like Office, you understand. And this, and then the second one over here, these are the spacing in between each sentence. Okay, this is controlled. And then this one, it's like meaning the space between each word. Okay, so yeah, just wanted to set on auto. Yeah, so there are a couple of like things you could see if like you won't be able to like squeeze in a word, you could like use this modification to like fit in a word from underneath, or just drop down to another lower, lane. Okay, and then so all these are like different varieties of like cross out certain word. For example, finance, I don't need. I could do a cross out, but probably this word is not. Okay. Okay. So, and now I want to go to a paragraph. Okay. Once you click on the paragraph panel, you don't see it, go to Windows, and then probably also on the type, then you can see paragraph. Okay. Once you click on that, this panel will pop up. Okay. Now it's like it's aligning to the left. Okay. The second one aligning to the middle. And then this one aligning to the right. This one, it sort of fit aligned to the left and right. Okay, so this one actually you still read from left to right, but what it is like, it'll have like some extra spaces to make your paragraph fit aligned to like perfectly to the left and to the right. But sometimes like you'll have like blank in betweens. You have to be careful. Like sometimes it's a little bit strange if there are two few letters in the word. You'll create like sort of like all these blank in betweens. Okay, so this is toward the middle, toward the right, and these are all everything in between. There's no like leftovers toward the left or the right. Okay, so I want to have this back to align to the left. So of course these you can make margins. Okay, the bigger the number, the more margins you'll get. Sometimes you just need it for the first sentence. So just probably the first one, and then you could. Okay, this is everything. The second one is just indented to the. Let's change that back to 0. Okay, if you want to indent your paragraph, do that by clicking on the second icon, and then this one you want to probably bring that into make the right side more, in the margin, sort of like that. You don't need a blank space. And then this one is to have like a your first line to have like, sometimes it does not work, probably because of the, okay, you have like more spacing on top of this block. Okay, so there are other options. You could click on the hibernate to see like if it's more squeezed together. Yeah, so these are variations of which you could choose. Okay, just play with it. And then in case you need a bullet, okay, sometimes like if the message is pretty important, you need like key points. You want to click on that, okay, to have like a bullet to your paragraph, right? But notice that the second sentence they're not really indented, so you could select all these to try to align everything to the way you want it. Okay, so that works. Okay, yeah, so that's bullet. Of course, you could have like other selections. For example, a outline period, a square, like a bullet, and I guess a underline, a dash. Okay, of course you can change also the numbers or numerals and Roman numerals. Yeah, all these are different variations of like choices you can do. Okay, so this is pretty simple. I just simply go over this one to now. Okay. So the next one, type on a path tool. Okay, what you want to do is have for example, another shape. For example, I have a circle down below. You want to go to that. I still want to. Sure. Right. I'm gonna copy all these content and then select on the third one, okay? I'll type on path tool. So you want to click on that, then go to outline of your shape, okay? Probably I'll start here. I'm gonna click, notice that it's surrounding that circle, okay? I'll type in that message. Okay, so of course this is a long paragraph. I won't do that to the circle because it's not, you don't have the space to complete it. Well, you get the idea. Sometimes when you need your your phrases to be, if you're making a stamp or something, this functionality. Okay. So of course there are other like modification you could do. Go to probably let's take a look. Need to put like sort of like turn this sentence inside out. Okay. Yeah, there's a place where we should go select. Yeah, but I don't want to like hold you up. Let's try something else. Okay, let's have some other font besides this one. Okay, let's have something more regular. Okay, this one, everybody has this one. Arial. And so that's to deal with like if you have a specific shape, okay? You could like whatever the shape is. For example, I have like a not a a square or a circle. I could just click on that path and then it'll run its your content right on that path. Okay. So sometimes when we do artistic type of a layout, we need this. Okay, of course, this vertical type tool is to go if you're reading Oriental like books, Chinese books, Japanese books. Sometimes, well, English not so much. Because some Oriental like books you read from up to down and then from right to left. Okay, then you need this. So if you click on that, so you'll be able to read from up to down. Okay, so that's the next one. And of course, if I have a block out, okay, I could also, for example, a square, then I'm gonna click on that vertical type flowing on this vertical area type tool. You could click on that block and then it will sort of pick it up and down. Okay. It's better if you work in a, for example, Chinese or Japanese languages such as that. English not so much, it's hard to read from vertically when you're dealing with English. Unless you're working on signs, okay? Street signs. So that's the vertical, rather the vertical area type tool. Okay, and of course there are this vertical type tool on the path. Okay, it's long sentence. So you want to probably let's make another circle. Okay, so let's click on that vertical type tool, type on path tool. Click on the path again, and you will be able to paste your whatever content that you need into that path. Okay. But what if you want your sentence to turn, clockwise or counterclockwise? Okay, because these are from you read from left to right. Sometimes if you want this to face, toward the right rotation instead of reading, slanted. Okay, there's this other I guess you want to go to characters, show options, show more content. Okay, Notice that there's this circle over here. Okay, this is the rotation. Okay, so you can click on that rotation to to turn it. Okay, so it's facing you. Yeah, see, it's a negative 90 degrees in order to let the content like face your viewer. Okay, of course, the lower part is still other way upside down. So you could select, for example, some of these sentences, the rest of the sentence, and then to turn them around. Okay, so you could read. Of course, it's like you could sit. Now it's like reading. Of course, this is like spelled. Sometimes like we can do this, but you rather want to like double duplicate it to make an upper and a lower read from left to right. Okay, you get the idea. Okay, so that's and then of course that's the last one, the touch type tool. Okay, the touch type tool. You don't really, you could do a individual change to that specific letter or word. Okay, so that's like you want to click in to get that one letter, make modification. Okay, so that's when we need the touch type tool. Okay, so sometimes when you design, for example, a logo or some sort, you want that specific letter to stick out. Okay, so you do a manipulation of that one single letter. Okay, that's what you need. So I don't use it a lot, but sometimes you do use it. Okay, so that's most of the type tools. Of course, there are other options which you can manipulate. Okay, for example, like click on show like some effect, but it's not showing for now. So let's just leave that be. Okay. Oh yeah, there's something else that if you want to, if there's like a subscript, okay, a different options which you could change. Okay, so these are some the main like book like different type of tools that you wanna. Yeah, so that's a regular shape of the default for your font. Okay, so that's the all regards when you're dealing with font. Okay, so it's pretty basic, but it's there that you need. Okay, so now if I want to design something, okay, by using for example, we're designing a logo type, for example, like my name, but I need more design. Okay, and probably I want some parts to join together and then some erase. For example, I might want to put a star into this block over here on the P and the R, but I don't want this on a half cut circle. So what do I do? Okay. Notice that if I go to direct selection, there are no vector points for me to select because as for now, it's in font mode. Okay. So you want to design for example, a specific letter or something, you have to change everything to outline. So in order to do that, you could just right click. There's like an option that says create outline. What this does is it transfers the font to graphic. Okay, so when you once you click on that, you'll notice that there are many like anchor points surrounding that those letters. Okay, so it's not font anymore; it's actually a graph. and actually graphic, okay? So once you've done that, you could use the direct selection tool to select, for example, like one of the anchor points to do some manipulation and changes. For example, you could like add a block in which like the R, I want to connect it with the I, or for example, the P, I don't want this, yeah, when you outline it, it's still in the group. I haven't talked about group yet, right? Okay, yeah, probably forgot, okay? So just a heads up, if I wanna like have two items, for example, I have here a square and a circle, okay? The circle, I'll have it in another color, okay? So these are two different items, right? So these two different items, I could like move them whatever I like. But sometimes like we could group these items. Like I could select one, which hold your shift key and select the second one. Or rather go, you know, move your cursor to the side and click and drag to select both of these items. Once you've done that, of course, you can move them together, but they're still the two different items. Actually, you could select both of these and then group these, okay? So you could right click and then you'll see a group. So you click that, it'll be like, sort of looks like one object, but it's actually, okay, it's grouped together. So once you move, you could just select and move both, okay? And if you want to ungroup it, you could just right click and then ungroup. It'll be two separate objects again, okay? But one thing you have to be careful, okay? Well, one convenient functionality is that if I group these two, okay, the top key for grouping is Control or Command G, group, of course. Okay, now grouped it, then you can move both of these together. But what if I want to change something with the red ball? Okay, what can I do? Of course, you can like ungroup and then try to change the color and then group it again, but that is pretty slow. Actually, when you group something, you want to do some changes within that group, okay, you could just double click and then you're already like into that group. You could notice by other stuff will be, you know, will be brighter because as for now, you're into the group modification mode, okay? So now I could be able to move something, right? Okay, so notice that there's a like a function which pops up over here and says here, layer one, that means we're in the, if you look at your layers palette, we're at layer one, and then within this group, okay, we're doing some editing. Once you're done, just go to a blank spot, click twice. See, now other stuff return to its original color. So once, and then you're done with like your modification. Or you could use the direct selection tool, okay, to just select on that specific item, change the color, for example, to a brighter orange. It's still in this group. Right? Click on the blank spot, then return to the selection tool, okay, to be able to like both items. Okay, so direct selection tool is to select a specific item, okay, but it's still in the group, okay. Go to select empty slate, click at an empty slot, and then select on your item. It's actually still grouped together, okay. So that's if you like practice a little, you'll memorize this, okay. So it's pretty simple. Okay, so that's grouping. Okay, so when you wanna like probably design something out of like letters. For example, last time we I could like ungroup these like separate letters. If I think the P is a little bit too far, I could like bring it closer. And then this area, which is cut out, the half circle, I might want to, remember we learned clipping mask and compound path last week. So I could release compound path. Like if there's a empty area in the middle of a letter, it's always a compound path. Okay, so release compound path. That block out is gone. See that half circle shape? You could like delete it, and then you could like, for example, I want to make a star. Okay, so make a star, then go to that. Let's change its color. Okay, to whatever other color that's there. For example, I want it there. Okay. So also this one, I want to release compound path. Then for that half circle, delete it. I want this star, copy, paste it in front, and then hold down the shift key, okay, to to have it in line. Okay. Over to the R, have the P and the star both selected, and then right click, make compound path. Now you have like you cut out a middle part of the P to make it into the shape of a star. So with the R, you can also do the same. Okay. So just in case that you're designing something out of like letters, you could do this. Okay. For example, I might want another star to be on top of that I. Okay. Sometimes, when we're doing a specific design of some sort, you might want to do this, or probably scale it up a little bit. Hold on the Option key to have it align and then have it scale. Yeah, and then that's about it, right? So I like the overall design of the of my last name. So that's probably a logo of some sort, okay? And of course, like it's in 3 pieces, right? And then you might want to change the angle of the circle or something. Yeah, we'll do that later. Okay, so that's like that's a design. Okay, but let's talk about something else. Okay. Now I want to join the R and the I and this block over here all together. So how do I do that? We go to the Windows, and then last week I demonstrated a little bit on the Pathfinder. Go to the Pathfinder, okay, which is right here. Is the Pathfinder. Okay, you want to select that first one, the I and the block. Okay, I want to glue them together to make them like one complete piece. So once you select all these 3 items, go to the Pathfinder. You could like go to the shape modes and select on the first one, the upper left. It says unite. Okay, once you click on that, this will turn into one piece. Okay, so you have right here the P, the I, and the R together, the C, and the E, right? So that's one whole design. Okay, of course these are, because I haven't grouped them, so they're in its own separate item. Okay, so that is when you deal with like different design stuff. Yeah, but there's something else I could change. Okay, for example, this tool over here, it's called rotate. Okay, if I click on that, of course I could turn it. Okay, but I want to do something else. I want to click and hold, and of course there's like the reflect, which I could like turn like a mirror, the item. Yeah, and then these tool over here, the scaling tool, I could scale it, okay, to whatever I want. For example, I probably want to pick in the area. And then if I press and hold and then stare at it, you could actually stare that letter, okay, make it more speed type of feed. Okay, So, of course, there's another, like, as a stair. And go to the last one, the reshape tool uh, to actually take a look at this. It's actually, okay. Let's go back to that reshape tool later on, okay? I don't use this often, but it's there that you know, yeah, we're gonna use for it. But I'm not really clear that what reshape tool does, but you know, maybe maybe we'll find out. Okay, so that's something you could do with a basic design. Okay, so that's the what you're dealing with, like for example, logo types. But what if I want to like emphasize my design? What can I do? Okay, so you want to look for windows and appearance. Okay, so I click on that. Okay, this is the appearance panel. Okay, I don't think you use this often, but I use this often. Okay, let me show you how I use it. Okay, so once you have something ready, you look at your appearance panel. Okay, it'll say stroke and fill. Okay, fill, of course, as for now, I have it in green, so I could click on that, select whatever color that I want. Okay, for example, over here on the color palette, I have it on RGB. You want to have some on some other color mode, make sure to go to the hamburger menu to select other stuff. Okay, so for now, I'll just work on the RGB. Okay, okay, I'll probably just have be selected, but I want everything to be selected. Example, yeah, all these, and then yeah, if you have like one specific, one color that's out of place, you won't be able to see the field. Okay, if you have all of the same color, you'll be able to see the field. Okay, now I want all these colors to be in the orange type of a color. Okay, so this is what I want. Okay, but sometimes we need like a stroke on our logo. Okay, so to have like more impact of a design. Okay, we need an outline. Okay, so what do we do? Of course, the save of all the one way to do it is to let's copy everything to probably have like let's copy this whole logo, and then to have the stroke value on the green, a brighter green color, and then go to the stroke menu, okay, to bring that value up, okay? But you see, like when you bring that value, up to 21, it's eating up the field, okay, the solid area, because you have like a big stroke going out on the outer rim, okay? Of course, I could, because I copied it, I could always edit and then paste it front, okay, to get that outline underneath, okay? So that's one way to do it, of course, but this is like, of course, this is one method. I want to color that to a white star, okay? The other method is like use the appearance panel. If I go to that select on these like all these letters, notice that the stroke value is on. And then there's none, right? So I want to click and select a color. For example, also a brighter green. Okay, let's go to the stroke or rather your appearance panel. It says 1 pp, right? You could like bring that value up, but it's also doing the same thing. It's eating up your solid color, right? Because you're bringing the value up on the stroke, okay? But one thing is that when you're dealing with the appearance panel, you don't need to really like copy the your object and then put it on top, you could just select on your object. For example, the E, okay? You see that there's a stroke value. And there's a fill value, okay, which is indicated in, for example, this yellowish color. You could actually work this as a like a layer, okay? You can actually click and drag that stroke underneath the fill. Not many people know this, okay? So it actually works like a layer. So you could click on the C, drag that stroke underneath the fill, okay? So with the R or the R and the I, also do that. And then the P, to drag the stroke underneath the fill. Actually, you could do this, okay? So I know that not many people know this, but this is like a way that we can do it. Of course, I can thicken the our stroke, but no matter how the values are, it does not affect it's always underneath the fill because it's sort of like works like a right. So this one, I want this layer, this fill to be like more white, and I want that stroke to be underneath the white. Yeah, so you have here like similar designs. Of course, I could move the star to, you know, a more higher to show that I don't want that blank area in. Of course, there's like two points that's sticking out on the P and the R. Okay, that is because of this star over here. So you want to go to that stroke, and then go to the second one to bring that in to like curve your to have a round corner on the side, or to, you know, because it's sharp, the side of the star is sticking out. So that's why it's doing that. So you see, that by using this method, you don't have to like overlay a like two designs on top of each other. This is just one design, okay? And then there's another like thing you can do. Actually, for one, like for example, this graph, this P over here, okay? Because it's not, as for now, it's a graphic. For example, the fill is on top, the stroke is on the bottom, right? You could actually add more stroke, okay? So there's this plus button right down here. Want to click on it? Notice that there's another extra stroke, right? So I could go to that stroke right there and then change its color again to a darker green, okay? And then bring that value up. So now it has another rim outside of that lighter green, right? So you want to select on the R and the I, and then I want to do the same thing, but instead of, you know, adding that value, I could use the eyedrop tool to, you know, convert that design to, oh, it's not doing okay. So it's not really responding too well. Okay. So I probably have to like manually add a stroke, and then to have it, you know, have that stroke ready to well, I think it's simpler to, you know, just have it, okay, just, you know, duplicate it, to just add another stroke. And then of course you need the same, you know, value, so you have to probably duplicate the code on the color code on the color palette, and then select, then this color over here, click on it, and then only select, paste that value in, and then that one we had yeah, at 42, right? So if you click on that, that value would be 42 also. Click on that. We haven't changed the color. Also change that value. Oops, I haven't, this one, the 285, whatever. So click on that and change the color coding of that value. Okay. Yeah, now we have similar, like the exact design for the P and the R. But sometimes we need the P to be in front because, it's kind of strange that P is, the first letter is underneath the second part of the design. So I'm going to select on the P, and then right click, arrange, and move to front. Okay. Now it's in front of that R. Okay. So for the rest, of course, I could go to that, select, okay, go to that stroke again. You want to select on the stroke before you can add another stroke. Okay. Otherwise, Illustrator won't know if you want to add a field or add a stroke. Actually, you can also add a field, but I think it's wiser to add a stroke because you won't be able to see what's going on for the field. Of course, you can add the stroke again, double click, or just click once. You could change the color value, okay? And then change that to 42. Of course, you could do it together. And this is just to show you, okay? Okay, of that design. Go to that stroke value again, add another stroke, double click at it, change that color value to darker green, and this one to 42. Okay, 42. To accomplish that design. Okay, of course the E I think can go underneath the C. Okay, so that is like both of these can come on top of that I. Okay, or rather I just leave it as it is. Okay, so this way you can have like variations of like different designs. Of course you could do something else. For example, the P, we go into the, notice on the bottom, there's like this FX, which means that you could add some effects. I could actually go to stylize and add a drop shadow. Okay? You have like shadow underneath that block. Okay, of course, I don't know the opacity. I don't need it to be 75%. It's a little bit too dark. Maybe a 20% would do. Yeah, I want to right underneath that P. So this one would be 0, 0 for the X, Y, Z axis, and 0 for the Y axis. Okay, blur, a little bit darker. Okay, so maybe 40%. So you can see it, okay? So that's a little bit soft on the shadows and something you could do right there, okay? For example, this value over here, I could do the same with the drop shadow. Of course, once you manipulate the drop shadow, next time when you like have the function ready, everything, the values will be the same with the C. Okay, stylize, drop shadow. Okay, and the E, I can do the same. Okay, so this is a pretty convenient way to do a simple logo design or rather a logo type. Okay, so this is what you want. Okay. Yeah, so that's what we're going to do today. Okay, so I want you to use your own name. I know you have problems because the appearance panel, sometimes it's not, not many people use this, but it's there. So I want you to design, not really design, but use this as a reference and use your own name. Okay, for example, yeah, well, the name might be in Chinese, but whatever you want in Chinese or English, maybe English is simpler because like it's more less lines. Okay, you have like many strokes in Chinese. Okay, I want you to make out these three like designs. Okay, one with the solid like in solid letters, then one with the outer, the outline, and then one with the different, you know, like double strokes on that one single item. Okay, to complete that this task. Okay, it looks complicated, but it's actually not. It's pretty simple. All you do is like open up this appearance panel to add stroke that is what is necessary. Okay, and then to add an effect. The effect is stylized drop shadow. So it's actually pretty simple. Of course, there are other like new fields and new stroke. I don't want to get into that yet. Okay, so let's work on this this practice. Right. Okay, so of course we can rest a little bit, 10 minutes for now. I'll have this like as your reference. Export this in a PNG. Okay, now I'll have this uploaded on our Google Classroom as your reference. Okay, reference. Okay, so export. I know you guys would have like problems dealing with this, but no worries. You can come to me. I'll try to fix. I know some of you are using different softwares, for example, Affinity Designer or what's the other one? The Inkscape. Yeah. So if you have problem have like if the software does not have like the appearance panel, just work like what you have a similar design that would do. Okay, does not have to be like 100% correct. Okay, so just work on what you have. Okay, and sometimes some software I'll be able to help you, others not. I'll do what I can. So I have this ready and uploaded here. Okay, let's have, so we have here practice 05, right? So practice 05, work, make, make 3 logo types, type with your name by using the appearance panel. That's the one, correct? Oops. Did the password good? Did I? Okay. Yeah. So, let's upload that image, you guys, to have as a reference. Okay. Let's do that. Okay, so use the image as your reference, okay? But to have your own name, if you're called like John, Mary, or whatever your name, or not necessarily your name, if you're a dog or cat or something, you fine. Okay, it's just a word in which you could, practice. Okay, so that that is about it. Okay, so it's enough for you to practice with it. Okay, so now of course you could rest 10 minutes, come back at 20 after 2 and continue your practice. Okay, okay. If I have any problem, come to me or wave your hand. I'll go to you and see how I can help you. Okay, so it's enough for you to work on. Okay, so of course we had something of a practice on the font, on the type tool rather, and the use that as a base to design a logo type for your name. But that's what we're doing today. Okay. So yeah, that's about it. Okay. So work on that. If you could rest a minute, 20 after, come back, and then work on that. Okay. Have any problem, come to me. Okay. But yeah, last week, like some of you are asking me about midterms, right? I think the midterm week will be on the 1st of November, I believe. So I think would be held maybe on the 6th of November. Okay, I'll have announcements of the bulletin. Okay, so we have like 2 more weeks of practices. Then we'll have midterm. Okay, we'll have midterm in class, so be sure to be here. Okay, so that's I think like 30% of your score. So make sure to be here. So we'll probably have midterm on the 6th, okay, of November. So please be sure to come and have your midterm. Okay, I'll have something for you to practice to do a course, and then you turn that in. I'll look at that. That will be your score. Okay, so that's guarding the midterm. I'll have announcements on our bulletin board on the classroom.
基本上的，基本上的，啊，看到了。
对啊，你慢慢讲，我听不懂。啊，你打记名字不要打我啊！有，对啊，刚不是才讲的吗？对啊，随便打什么字。好，可以，好，有。然后你问题在哪？
要变成一起，
有变量是不是？
对，
好，那没仔细听啊。好，你那个什么，你先把它换成，然后这个颜色也可以啊，随便。下面这个外框这个颜色这样，点一下，然后换别的颜色。看，随便都可以。没有，你要对，换个颜色，随便都可以。它先有外框线，对不对？可是很实像你看不到，你在选这个东西。你不要选，你不要用字来选，你用箭头上面这个对，好选它，你看没有变，它是白色的，你刚才按太快了。好，你选物件，然后再选这个。你已经选它了，对，它现在是白色，不要再点进去，再换个蓝色之类的，看得到颜色啊。为什么没有变？因为你都按2次，不要按2次。
我有问题哦，对我
这个吗？哈，等一下，轮流。蓝色，按，你看就蓝色框啦。好，所以该怎么按的？然后这个蓝色框，这个3个字现在有没有？太少了，把这个按出来，有更多嘛？这个箭头就可以让这个窗变粗，有没有？可是它吃到那个绿色的，因为现在这个蓝色的线是在绿色的这个实体的前面哦。那其实呢，它可以到这边有一个这个叫做外观，写这个哦。可是限制文字你没有办法去变它，要按右键，要把它变成建立外框，外框它就变成图了，它就不是字。对。然后这个情况底下，外观它让它群组化，因为这个你其实要把它给解散群组，它这样才变成说是个别的，不然该那个是一起。好，然后当然这个因为是同样的数值，你可以一起选可以选到上面刚有其他的特色，对啊，就不知道你该对，好看。 这样有没有？这样是蓝色，是这个吗？其实这一个它可以当图，这个情况底下可以当图层用。这个笔画这个可以，这个笔画哦拉在这个颜色下面，可以这样子。然后这个10呢就可以改大这样子哦。然后选择这个笔画的时候，然后事实上有点像图层的啦，可是它是在外观你可以增加笔画，就笔画其实不止，就是你不止一个框，你可以好几个，对，就可以多变得比较有层次。那第二个这个呢，你就可以比如说换一个颜色，然后下课来说应该是有一个那个。照理来说应该是那个有那个调色盘出来了那这边的话，因为你选别的颜色了嘛，然后它可以变更厚，所以就会有绿色，比较淡的蓝色跟比较深的一个颜色，这样子。这个其实就是下面这个，那这个就是省一个步骤这样子。
其实少一个。
对，那也同样这个方式没有，中间这个方式是比如说这个 Y 有没有？好，那现在这个 Y， 我现在贴出来是这样，对不对？其实这个只是一模一样的比如说这个是一般我们会做的方式，就是这个没有外框然后这个外框强调没有外框这个东西通常就是说你有个通常的做法，很多人做法都是有一个东西有外框了，然后再把这个东西给摆在这个上面，来让它是在这个实体是在那个东西的前面。可是其实不用，在 appearance 就可以做这件事情。
然后这3个是要一样的，还可以随便。
三个一样，只是不同的那个。
我记得老师你说，
这个是没有外框的情况，就是原本的设计。这个是加外框，可是你这个的方式你可以叠，你可以就是有个这个字，你加了外框，可是它会在前面嘛，那你再复制一样的东西，再贴到它前面，这样就好了。
所以就是一个有外框，一个没外框，
一个是没外框，一个是有外框，
一个是双层，
然后一个是双层外框。
就是1012，
对，12，对，12，对这个概念好。这个就已经差不多了。那你可以当然，我弄这个东西有没有？你可以在这里 FX 再按，然后再有那个风格化，然后再不是再做阴影，这个下去，大家就会有阴影，阴影不要那么重因为很黑很脏，阴影40就好。好，大家讨厌那个。然后这个通常它都会在右下这样子 P 一下，就是看这样其实就好了这样就好了你可以把它改成0，它就会在正下面这样子不过这样就好了。
它是5个字的外框怎么让它就是 P 跟它可以这样子叠好几层？
对，你那个什么就先后顺序你现在这个是现在后面的嘛，按右键，还有这个排列顺序，你让它在前面就好了。
它可以比那个字是分开，
对，字是分开。对，该解开群组就是分开的啦。转外框之后，它会是一个群组的状态。你在解群组，它就会是分开。
我以为你是这个是字是一起，你可以这样子。
没有，它有先后顺序。可是我都没有用到图层，现在都是在同一个图层。对 ，OK
所以那个群组该怎么着？
这个样子。对。然后我现在如果这些都选取了，我现在按右键。可以这个什么那个群组化一个这些东西这些键，具体化名字，对，然后这边有一个 硬件，然后组成群组，我要这样子，它就会是一个东西。那一个东西你可以点2下，就是进入这个群组去做编辑，然后再点2下它就出来这个群组，或者是你是全群组的情况底下，按右键，它就有一个解散群组，解散群组也可以，它就解开了。那你要再弄成群组的话，就把它全部卷起来。照理来说应该有个这边没有，发现照理来说应该有一个群组，不知道我怎么不管没关系啊，反正Ctrl G最快哦。再见，没有。